How to prepare for a job interview. If you have a job interview coming up, do not make the mistake of preparing only a few basic answers and hoping everything goes well. A job interview is not just a conversation. It is your chance to prove that you understand the role, you can solve the employer's problems, and you are the right person to trust with the job. The good news is, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to be prepared in the right way. Preparing for a job interview is one of the most important steps in your career journey. Many candidates lose opportunities not because they are unqualified, but because they walk into the interview without a clear plan. They do not research the company properly. They do not understand the job description. They give generic answers. They get nervous when asked behavioral questions. They forget to prepare questions for the interviewer. And sometimes, they fail to explain their experience in a way that matches what the employer is looking for. In this video, I will show you exactly how to prepare for a job interview step by step so you can feel more confident, professional, and ready. Whether this is your first interview, a career change interview, a corporate job interview, or an online interview, these tips will help you make a strong impression. The first step is to understand the job description properly. Most candidates read the job title, then apply without studying what the employer actually needs. This is a big mistake. The job description is like a guidebook for your interview. It tells you what skills, experience, responsibilities, and qualities the employer cares about. Before the interview, read the job description carefully and highlight the most important points. Look for repeated words such as communication, teamwork, problem-solving, customer service, data entry, leadership, attention to detail, sales, technical support, organization, or time management. These words tell you what your answer should focus on. For example, if the job description says the company needs someone who can handle customers, work under pressure, and solve problems, then your interview answers should include examples of customer service, patience, and problem solving. If the role requires accuracy and attention to detail, then you should prepare examples that show how you avoid mistakes and manage tasks carefully. The goal is simple: connect your answers directly to the role. The second step is to research the company. You do not need to memorize the company's full history, but you should know the basics. Find out what the company does, what services or products it provides, who its customers are, and what values it promotes. Visit the company website, read the About Us page, check their social media pages, and look at recent updates if possible. This helps you answer questions like, "Why do you want to work here?" or "What do you know about our company?" A strong answer should not sound like this: "I want to work here because your company is famous." That is too generic. A better answer would be, "I am interested in this company because I like the way you focus on customer service and professional growth. I also noticed that your team works with a wide range of clients, and I believe this role would allow me to use my communication skills while continuing to learn." This kind of answer sounds more prepared and specific. The third step is to prepare your answer for, "Tell me about yourself." This is often one of the first questions in an interview, and your answer sets the tone for everything that follows. Many candidates either talk too much about personal life or give a very short answer with no direction. A strong answer should be professional, simple, and connected to the job. You can use this formula: who you are professionally, what experience or skills you have, and why you are interested in this role. For example, "I have a background in customer service and administration, where I developed strong communication, organization, and problem-solving skills. In my previous role, I handled customer questions, managed records, and supported daily office operations. I enjoy working in roles where I can help people, stay organized, and contribute to a team. That is why I am excited about this opportunity, because it matches my skills and gives me a chance to grow further." This answer is clear because it tells the interviewer who you are, what you can do, and why you are sitting in front of them. The fourth step is to prepare answers for common interview questions. You do not need to memorize answers word for word, but you should understand how to answer them. Some common questions include, "Why should we hire you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Why do you want this job? Why did you leave your last job? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How do you handle pressure? Tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult customer. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. Tell me about a time you worked in a team." For each question, prepare a short, honest, and professional answer. The best interview answers are not too long and not too vague. They should show self-awareness, confidence, and relevance to the job. For example, if the interviewer asks, "Why should we hire you?" do not simply say, "Because I am hardworking." Many people say that. Instead, say something like, "You should hire me because I have the communication skills, reliability, and willingness to learn that this role requires. I understand the importance of being professional, helping customers, following procedures, and supporting the team. I may still have things to learn, but I am serious about doing the job properly and improving with feedback." The fifth step is to prepare strong examples using the STAR method. STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result. This method is very useful for behavioral interview questions. Behavioral questions usually start with phrases like, "Tell me about a time when," or "Give me an example of." The interviewer asks these questions because they want proof of how you acted in real situations. For example, if they ask, "Tell me about a time you handled a difficult customer," do not just say, "I stayed calm." Give a real example. You could say, "In my previous role, a customer was upset because their request had not been handled on time. My task was to understand the issue and help resolve it. I listened carefully, apologized for the inconvenience, checked the details, and explained what I could do next. I also followed up to make sure the issue was completed. As a result, the customer became calmer and thanked me for helping." This answer works because it shows the situation, your responsibility, your action, and the result. The sixth step is to practice your answers out loud. Reading answers silently is not enough. Many candidates know what they want to say, but when the interview starts, they become nervous and lose their words. Practicing out loud helps your brain and mouth work together. It also helps you sound more natural. You can practice in front of a mirror, record yourself on your phone, or ask a friend to interview you. When you practice, do not try to sound robotic. The goal is not to memorize a perfect script. The goal is to become comfortable speaking about your experience. Practice until your answers sound natural, confident, and clear. If an answer feels too long, shorten it. If it sounds weak, add a specific example. If it sounds fake, make it more honest. The seventh step is to prepare your documents. Before the interview, make sure you have everything ready. This may include your resume, cover letter, certificates, portfolio, reference details, ID, and any documents the employer asked for. Even if you already submitted your resume online, bring extra copies if the interview is in person. It shows preparation and professionalism. Also, review your resume before the interview. The interviewer may ask questions based on your resume, so you should be ready to explain your experience, gaps, achievements, responsibilities, and skills. Never include something on your resume that you cannot explain confidently. If you wrote that you know Excel, customer service, sales, data entry, or a specific software, be prepared to talk about it. The eighth step is to prepare your outfit and appearance. Your appearance should match the job and company environment. For most interviews, it is better to dress slightly more professionally than too casually. Clean clothes, neat hair, good hygiene, and simple professional style can make a strong first impression. You do not need expensive clothes, but you should look serious, clean, and prepared. If the interview is online, appearance still matters. Make sure your camera angle is good, your background is clean, your lighting is clear, and your internet connection is stable. Test your microphone and camera before the interview. Join the interview a few minutes early. A messy background, poor sound, or technical problems can distract from your answers. The ninth step is to plan your journey or setup. If the interview is in person, check the location before the interview day. Know how long it will take to get there, where you will park, what traffic might be like, and what time you need to leave. Try to arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Arriving too late looks unprofessional, but arriving extremely early can also be awkward. A little early is best. If the interview is online, prepare your space at least 30 minutes before. Close unnecessary tabs, silence your phone, keep your resume nearby, and make sure you will not be interrupted. Treat an online interview with the same seriousness as an in-person interview. The 10th step is to prepare questions to ask the interviewer. At the end of the interview, the interviewer may ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" Never say, "No, I think everything is clear," unless the interview has already covered everything in detail. Asking good questions shows interest and professionalism. You can ask questions like, what does success look like in this role during the first 3 months? What are the main challenges someone in this position should be ready for? Can you tell me more about the team I would be working with? What qualities do your best employees in this role usually have? These questions show that you are thinking seriously about the job, not just the salary. The 11th step is to prepare your mindset. Confidence does not mean acting like you know everything. Confidence means you are prepared, honest, and ready to communicate clearly. Before the interview, remind yourself that the interviewer is not your enemy. They are trying to find the right person for the job. Your goal is not to beg for the job. Your goal is to show how your skills, attitude, and experience match what they need. It is normal to feel nervous. Even experienced professionals get nervous before interviews. The key is to manage your nerves, not remove them completely. Take deep breaths, speak slowly, listen carefully, and pause before answering if needed. A short pause is better than rushing into a weak answer. The 12th step is to avoid common interview mistakes. Do not speak negatively about your previous employer, manager, or coworkers. Even if you had a bad experience, keep your answer professional. Do not give one-word answers. Do not talk too much without direction. Do not interrupt the interviewer. Do not lie about your experience. Do not check your phone. Do not appear uninterested or unprepared. Also, avoid sounding desperate. Saying things like, "I really need this job," may be honest, but it does not show value. Instead, focus on what you can bring to the company. Employers want to hire someone who can help them solve problems, serve customers, complete tasks, and work well with others. The 13th step is to prepare for salary questions. If the interviewer asks about salary expectations, stay calm and professional. Research the typical salary range for the role in your area if possible. If you are unsure, you can say, "I am open to discussing salary based on the responsibilities of the role and the overall compensation package. I would also like to understand more about the expectations before giving a final number." This answer gives you flexibility and keeps the conversation professional. The 14th step is to prepare for interview follow-up. After the interview, it is a good idea to send a short thank you message if appropriate. Keep it simple. You can say, "Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. I appreciate the opportunity to learn more about the role and the company. I enjoyed our conversation and remain very interested in the position." This small step can leave a positive impression. Finally, remember that interview preparation is not about creating fake answers. It is about understanding yourself, understanding the job, and learning how to communicate your value clearly. When you prepare properly, you walk into the interview with more confidence. You know what to say. You know what examples to use. You know how to connect your skills to the company's needs. So before your next interview, do these steps. Study the job description, research the company, prepare your main answers, practice out loud, prepare your documents, dress professionally, plan your journey or online setup, prepare smart questions, and manage your mindset. A strong interview does not happen by luck. It happens because you prepare before the opportunity arrives. You do not need to be the most experienced candidate in the room, but if you can show professionalism, preparation, confidence, honesty, and a willingness to learn, you can stand out from many other applicants. So take your interview seriously, practice your answers, believe in your value, and walk in ready to show why you are the right person for the job.